Right then, here we go. This is my semi-final match with Noah Meredith. So Noah's ranked 202 in the world right now. He's actually had a highest of 182, which, funnily enough, is the same as me, to be honest. And he's also got squash levels of 27,500, just to give you a bit of an idea of his level. So yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, I remember that point actually. I had an okay start, but I ended up skying the cross-court out, which was a bit uncharacteristic for me. I usually don't like to, well, especially in the first point of the match, don't like to make an error. That's just a poor ball control error, really. So I'm just that'll get better over time as my training continues. But yeah, I mean that can be avoided by getting my footwork into a slightly better position, as I mentioned in the previous matches. And also it's a bit of a mentality, like being switched on right for the first point. But anyway, I got a bit lucky there. Noah's straightened up out the front right, and it's not tight enough, and I've got a stroke. In those situations when the ball's dying away from you in the front corners, it can be a bit risky to hit hard and straight out of there. For example, I just did it there and he's volleyed me. You're likely to give away strokes unless you hit a perfect drive, and it can also be quite obvious. Coming in and counter straight drop or lift in the front corners is usually a slightly better way to go. Bit of a frantic rally here, and yeah, Noah's ended up clipping the tin. So that's something going into the match that I was thinking about. Noah's a very skillful player, but he takes more risks than me, so obviously with more risk comes higher rewards, but those errors can come off the back of long rallies. If I can pin him behind me and get him to force it from the back, I will get those rewards. So yeah, a couple of drops going in from the back wall there. Noah with a nice finish. Is something I'm trying to bring into my game. If you can take the ball in short from the back wall, it just keeps your opponent guessing whether you're going to go short or long, and it makes your length game much more effective. If you can force them to push up in the court thinking that they've got to cover that drop, and then you send them to the back again, you can create a lot of opportunities for yourself. But yeah, already I can see my movement is a lot smoother in this game than the last two games. I look a little bit more chilled, more relaxed. I'm sitting back a bit further on the tee. You can see I'm recovering to more or less the back of the service box each time. And this is allowing me to stay a bit more relaxed. I can still explode into the front if I need to, because I back my movement to get balls back, and then I can conserve energy around the back a little bit more. See there, he's taking me in, I'm able to come in and lift again. This was a tactic that I used quite successfully in this match, the lift actually. That's a nice finish from Noah. You're gonna get a few winners like that from him, and a few errors. That's how he plays. But yeah, I felt like in this match in particular, I didn't just use height to defend, I used it to attack as well, because I know he likes going for those shots. If I can stretch him out high and low, just disrupt him basically, I'm going to get more chances. Yeah, more chances to put pressure on him basically as he forces balls into the front and forces some attacking shots. So yeah, Noah's hustling well around the middle in this rally, keeping me behind him. I've got to try and get the ball past him basically, that's why I'm scrambling here. And yeah, he's made a poor error there, I would say. Unforced really. He was in front of me in that rally, so I've got away with that one. But I've always got that in the back of my mind. I mean, most players, to be honest, seem to. I always seem to have a lower error count than most opponents. So I've always got that in the back of my mind. I always try and get one ball back, just to make sure that they have to hit a winner. And each time they'll go lower and lower, and then often I I win points that maybe I shouldn't. That's nice. So the pattern of play there that I've used was forehand boast, Noah's came and countered, and then I've countered his counter. That can be quite an effective way, a nice pattern to bring in, which is boast from the back and then look to follow up. So quite often people will hit cross court out of the front. So if you can hit the boast and push up, look for that cross court. But a straight drop is also a very common option, so you want to be ready for that one. And I came in with a nice counter, which was good. Lifted there. Noah's jumping and trying to smack it back in. And yeah, I just feel like this rally, I'm playing quite a good pace, getting him behind me. I feel like Noah's going to force something at some point, or he'll hit an unbelievable winner. There we go. So what Noah's done there is he's counter-attacked me, which he's good at. If I've attacked him, it's not quite good enough. He'll come in and do something clever off it. So that's something I've got to be aware of in the rest of this match. Another unbelievable winner from Noah. But I know it won't last. I'm just waiting for that one to go in the tin, really. But yeah, I mean, that's just contrasting styles of play. That's why squash is interesting. I'm a more conservative player, Noah's a more attacking player. It's just the way it goes. Like that, for example, he stepped into that. That's really nice, really nicely played. Actually, he's softened up nicely into that cross-court nick. So I've got to be aware of that on my serves. I think I remember him doing 3 winners off my serve and then probably at least 3 errors. So if I'm honest, I'm not completely discouraged by that, because I know if he keeps going for it as the match goes on and he gets more tired, my chances of winning those points just go up. And there's a cross-court nick of my own. So yeah, that's another nice pattern there. Squeezed a tight ball in the deep forehand, he scraped it up, and then I've gone cross-court nick. You want to be thinking about pairing different shots rather than just an outright winner. So if you're trying to find ways to win points, don't just think, oh, I need to hit a cross-court nick. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 shots before that and think, how am I going to set up that cross-court nick? Am I going to bury the ball in the deep forehand really tight to make sure they're scraping up on it, and then I can play that nick? So yeah, the best players are thinking 4 shots ahead in those situations and setting up situations and scenarios that can allow them to win points. Noah is doing quite well down the backhand side, actually. He's controlling quite a lot down that side. Loose ball there, I've jumped onto him. It's always going to be a stroke. So on the backhand is something I've got to look at if I play Noah again. Just really making sure I hit through the line a bit more. A bit more power on my backhand drives, or go really high and lob it over him. So I'm just getting stuck behind him a little bit there. This rally we've both lost our length a little bit and the ball's quite loose. Noah's tried to tidy that up with a cross-court drop and just clipped it in. So yeah, another 3 point for me. Lift under pressure. Reset ball from Noah. Yeah, see, I'm struggling down this backhand side again. It's quite interesting. I did notice it slightly during the match. Yeah, I mean, it's not a major struggle, but I'm having to do a little bit more work to stay in the rallies down that backhand side. It was a nice cross-court, stretching him out. Rally this one. Now we're going to turn it. Oh. Tricky one this. Could go either way. Both hustling. That's a nice length, set up an opportunity. Tight ball. There I've tried to open up my my shoulders and show a cross court and hit straight, but it didn't really work. I'm on the ropes here, and a nice finish from Noah. So that's nice. Noah's hit a really tight forehand drop, got me scraping up. I've scraped up quite heavily, so I have to back pedal to give him space to play the shot, and he's just stepped forward and taken it early and put it back into that same corner. It's really hard to move in and out of the same corner, so that's smart play from him. To scrape off the wall, lift, I'm under pressure here. Lift again. An interesting thing about lifting, actually, that a psychologist told me that we were working on, is that when you are having to defend and lift, really focus on how you can flip that rally. You don't want to be under pressure for 4 or 5 shots in a row. She was telling me it's not like a strict rule, but just think no more than 3 lifts in a row, roughly. How can I suddenly flip that and turn it into a harder, more attacking shot? Can I lift well enough so that they have to volley in a compromised position, and then I can volley their volley, kill or something, or just play a smart shot? How can I flip the pressure back onto them? Don't just think, oh, I need to lift out of pressure. You need to think, right, I need to lift out and then flip this pressure. Here I'm trying to get on the ball really quickly because Noah's out of position. I've let him back into this rally a bit. He did an okay back wall boast, to be fair to him. It was fairly tight. And gone for a nick on game ball, and I've snuck that game 11-9. That's the way Noah he lives by the sword, dies by the sword. Could have easily rolled and gone to 10-all, but he's just clipped, and I've taken the first 11-9. So yeah, buzzing with that start. It's always pleasing to sneak a tight game, especially at the start of the match. But I can expect a response from Noah. Already you can see his movement is way more sprightly. He's working hard to try and hustle and get in front of me. His split step's more explosive. And I've noticed that straight away, and I've recognised it. And I've upped my pace as well. Something I've learned from doing video analysis with my coach Miles Jenkins is that when someone ups the pace against you, or ups their intensity, it's usually best to try and go with them, unless you're so sure of the way you want to play, and if you're more of a accuracy-based, slower player, you want to really hone in on that. But usually, if someone brings the intensity, you have to match them, and that's what works for me. So, because Noah's upped it a little bit here with his movement, I've had to do the same. And that's a nice length from him, nice and tight. Here we go, so we're both hustling around the back here. Noah's sent me in, I've had to fly in and lift again, that's a better lift. As long as you get a good height on your lift, you'll be alright. Don't worry about how tight the lift is or getting it over to the sidewall. Literally just get underneath the ball, hit it super high. You can even overhit it if you want, and get it bouncing off the back wall on the full. The height is more important than the width on a lob. You don't want to risk going too close to that sidewall when you're lobbing. I'm making quite a big push in this rally. Noah's working me hard, but I want to make sure that I stay with him at the start of this game. Don't want to give him an early lead. Yeah, just scrape that ball out. That's good pressure from Noah. He's earned that rally. So yeah, I'm just taking a bit of a reset there, wiping my hand on the wall. turning over a new leaf for this rally. Really, I need to go back to my attacking play. That's why I've taken that dropping off the back wall there, and I've reaped the rewards from it. Sometimes in long rallies I can go into my shell a bit and just hit too much length and not being as proactive with my attacking shots. So there I kind of force myself to take that ball in and reboot my game, basically go back to my attacking mode. Again, I'm doing a lot of work here. Nice finish from Noah. I'm going to have to do something about this. I'm going to have to... I remember thinking consciously in my mind, he's in front of me the whole time here, you need to get in front of him. I need to overhit my length, I need to get the ball past him, I need to lob it over him, I need to work hard on my movement to get out of the back corners, to push up in front of him, try and have an explosive split step and stay in front of him. That's a nice width there. That's what I was talking about in one of the previous matches. On your cross-court whips, you're aiming for that nick between the sidewall and the floor, just behind the back of the service box. And that one there, it was a nice roller, so good shot there. Yeah, that was a no-let actually. Noah was almost onto it, but he had actually gone the wrong way. If you'd watched any of my previous videos, I'll talk about like players chatting to the ref, arguing with the ref, and look, Noah's had a bit of an argument with the ref and suddenly gone for a shot and gone straight into the tin. That's how it can distract you. I used to think that players that were good at manipulating the ref into decisions that are favourable to them, I thought I had to learn how to do that, and I ended up sort of distracting myself. It's not really worth it. I've really practiced in this tournament. Just the ref makes a decision, okay, fine, get on with it. I'm not going to change my mind anyway. And I found that really gave me like clarity. It was like I had a plan, even if it was a bad decision. My plan was to just get on with it, and I was okay with that. I was happy because I knew what to do, which was nothing basically, and just reset and carry on with the next point. And that was really effective for me. I never really used to majorly lose concentration, but it's just a tiny little, like 5% in your mind, subconsciously losing a bit of that concentration, whereas when you just move on straight away, I'm back in the match again. And yeah, what am I going to do here? Tight ball from Noah. Noah scrambling a little bit in this rally. Used height to attack there. Nice high switch. Got the opportunity, taking him in. Not quite accurate enough. And Noah's been able to reset the rally. There was a nice pace injection. So I don't know if you saw, but I suddenly moved my feet a lot quicker and hit the ball harder. That was a nice injection of pace as opposed to the cross-court lob, which I just mentioned before it. I paired a nice high switch with suddenly a hard kill, and those pace changes that are going to be most effective against an attacking player like Noah. He's getting frustrated now, tried to go for a drop when the ball's too tight and forced it. So a smart play from me there, which is pleasing to see. Using the lob again, looking to follow up the lob with a volley. Usually when you've hit a good lob, they're forced to volley it from a compromised position, and then you can volley their volley. These are pairing shots again. Use the lob and then look to follow it up. If you're using an attacking lob. If you're using a defensive lob, then you're usually under pressure and you just have to do what you can do. But yeah, if you're using a more attacking lob, how can you follow that up and use it to put them under pressure? there I showed the straight drop and hit cross court. I don't know if you could see that, but that's what held Noah's movement slightly and allowed me to get him slightly out of position, and he had to lift up at the ball and I could then attack him. Showing the straight drop off the back wall and playing the cross court is really effective because you're showing one quarter and playing the opposite. So that's sort of like pairing different corners. Can you show the straight drop and then hit the cross court? And that's going to have the most damage to your opponent, basically. That was a nice pattern of play there. I hit a straight drop and then followed up on the cross court. I mentioned that earlier. Straight backhand drop, Noah smacked cross court, and then I followed his cross court. Previously, I've hit a straight drop on the backhand front, and then that time I hit cross court. So this is going to start sounding confusing, but once you've hit a few straight drops, backhand front left, I've then hit a backhand cross court instead, so that Noah doesn't keep running onto that backhand drop. And it's just keeping your opponent guessing. He's gone for a nick off the serve there, and I've managed to scrape it back into the opposite nick, taking that game 11-5. That was pleasing to see that game, the way I managed to turn it around, because Noah brought a lot of intensity at the start of that. I was able to match him basically and do it better than him, so that was pleasing. Anyway, 2-love up now. I'm in a very good position to bury this match. However, Noah's got nothing to lose now and he's going to come out firing. Looks like that was a net ball because Noah's not very happy, but let's see if he's lost concentration. Does he go for something here? No. So yeah, hasn't really affected him that really. But yeah, back into this game. So Noah's going to be pushing hard now. His final stand, and I've got to keep the pressure on him. That was a nice winner from him, to be fair. My lob wasn't quite high enough. He was able to volley it into the front right. Held and hit cross court there. Got him lifting, but it was a good quality lift. Tight. So I got away with that one. Again, I didn't quite get to the ball quick enough, didn't lift it high enough. Noah could have tidied that up. But he's clipped the tin, giving me a 3 point. I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. Can't remember what happened there. I think he clipped me, so he's got a stroke. So quite a lot of length being hit in this rally. Both of us a bit tentative to take it in. It's quite an important start at the start of the third game. Previously, I might have relaxed a bit too much, but I've made that mistake too many times. When you're 2-love up, you almost have to go even more aggressive and up it even more, just to quash any idea from them that they think they can come back. Definitely do not let them get a lead at the start of this game. Push super hard to stay with them, because in their mind they're thinking they've got to win 3 games against you here, whereas you only have to push for 1. There we go. Good pressure from me, and I've eventually got the unforced error from Noah. It's called an unforced error, but actually, because of the pressure in general that I've put onto him, it's kind of forced, even though in isolation it's unforced. Worked on my counter straight drops quite a lot. You can see a lot of the time Noah's taking me into the front. I'm trying to get on it quickly and leave it straight and short, soften up. Previously I would have just charged into the front and smacked it out deep again, but being able to counter someone when they're taking you in can be a really effective way to put them under pressure straight away. There was a really nice flick into the nick there, but does that make up for his multiple unforced errors? I don't think so, in my opinion. But yeah, here I've used a lob quite effectively. He's taken me in, I've used a straight drop again. Pretty frantic this. I've tried to hit fairly straight out the front corners, because I know Noah does like to push up and try and volley the cross court. And he's quite good at that. I need to get the lob over him like that. That's better. That lob wasn't good enough, and he's put it away. That's the treatment you'll get at the pro level. Not quite good enough. Another lob there, good quality lob that. Got a chance here, take it in straight and short, follow up on the volley. Counter, there you go, straight drop. There's a lot of those patterns of play going on here. I've taken in a lot of backhand straight drops, and he's hit out cross court, and I've followed up with a volley. So that's a pattern that's been working well here. If I can get it in tight enough into that front, it limits his options and I can hedge my bets a bit more. That's another unbelievable win off the serve there from Noah. I need to switch the serve up, do a couple of body serves or a couple of lob serves, just to make sure I'm not hitting the same serve every time and you can't set up that nick basically. Go again, he's taken me in, I've hit a straight drop, he's hit cross court, but the cross court width was good enough that time. I had to go back and reset the rally, but we'll see if that pattern happens again. Nice lob, created a chance, good response from Noah, so we're back into the rally again. Straight drop. That cross court drop there wasn't quite good enough, probably should have straightened up again. Go. Another long, slightly frantic rally that Noah's tinned out on. So yes, he's hit a winner off the serve, but then he's hit a tin there. So yeah, just where it goes. He's gone for it again, and hit the tin. So this is just giving me even more confidence. You know, I back myself to not make poor mental errors like that. But on his day, they could all go in. So I guess that's the way that some players think about the game, which is fair enough. Nice finish from there. He's hit a really nice deep ball into the backhand, forcing me to lift out, but the quality wasn't there because it was tight. I ended up lifting the ball into the middle of the court with not enough height, and he tidied it up into the front. So it was a nice play from there. There I've showed the short ball and hit cross court, as I mentioned earlier. Followed up the lob with a volley. Good cross court width there. I made sure I went extra wide on the cross court so that he couldn't volley it. going for something. There we go, gone for a cross-court nick. I can tidy it up. I'm sprinting. It's taking me in again. That's going to be a stroke, I think. I just changed my mind slightly. I should have lifted that really. I wasn't quite in a position to hit that straight. So yeah, I'm just having a little bit of a reset here. Noah's made me work quite hard in that rally, and I've given away a stroke. So just go to the towel. I haven't been to the towel yet, so I think it's justified. And yeah, mini reset, and make another push to try and get this match done. There you go. You'd be surprised how many times you break up the play with a little stoppage, and then that's a mental error from Noah. Just because I've played by 20 seconds, going to wipe my face, he's then lifted the ball out. So these things can happen. Nice little hold there, stopped his movement, sending him back into that back left 3 times in a row here. It's tricky movements for him. These are all going to add up. Straight drop, nice. Get him lifting. There we go. Interesting rally this one, because I've had him on the ropes, but he's doing well to hang in there. I've hit a couple of nice lobs and he's been able to stay in the rally. That was a bit of a weird one, but that's going to end up as a let. Noah's trying to argue that it rolled, I remember that, but it didn't really. It's just standard safety there. But I'm thinking, okay, this is a positive rally for me, although it's ended in only a let. I've put some good work into his legs there, so just keep plugging away. I'll get those rewards. Using the lob again to relieve the pressure. How can I follow it up? Lob again. That was good from there, to be fair. Lob wasn't quite high enough. He was able to hit down on the ball and attack me. Yeah, Noah's forced that again. I mean, he is quite good at that forehand kill from the mid to the back of the court. But on a high tin, that shot's just a little bit too risky. Going for that margin. As pros, quite a lot of our tournaments are on the lower tin, 17 inches. But this club doesn't have movable tins, so it's on 19-inch tins. A lot of these sort of lower end challenger events are still on 19-inch tins. Eventually, I'm sure they'll all be on 17. But for the moment, a lot of them are on 19-inch tins, which makes it even trickier for attacking players like Noah to hit his winners. You can see he's getting a bit frustrated there. That's just a build-up of pressure from me. I've got on the ball quickly in the front, hit nice lengths, pretty good widths. Something I've worked on a lot is my cross-court width, actually. Getting the ball wide enough, not letting them cut you off down through the middle. And that's all taking its toll mentally on Noah. He's taken quite a lot of nice attacks into the front left, but I've been able to get pretty much all of them back and lift them out. So although that would build up over time, I mean, I've been able to fairly effortlessly get those balls back and continue these rallies. Is that him or I don't know? he had a good chance to finish that rally. I think that was, yeah, that's a nice winner. Something else I've worked on quite a lot actually is getting behind the ball a bit more. When I'm cutting balls off around the back of the service box, usually I'll just sort of go one step, open stance with the back leg. But if you can hustle behind the ball a bit more and then transfer your weight back into the ball, you can hit better shots. There, Noah had a chance just to tidy me up, and he snatched at the ball on there and made another tin. So that's just the pace of that rally was a bit too much. He probably lost his technique a little bit there because he was reacting quickly. But yeah, going back to that movement thing, there I've taken it off my back foot. But here I step back and then slightly back into it. Don't know if you could see that. Just gonna see if there's another example of that. But around the mid-court area, if you can get behind the ball and step back into it, you can often hit a much more effective shot. There I've had to scramble and take it on my back foot. Same again, back foot. If I can, that's back foot. If I can, I'd like to get behind the ball and step into it. Obviously when you're under pressure you can't always do that. But if you have time, it's preferable to do that. I'll shout if there's an example of it here. This is a pretty frantic rally. This might be match ball, to be fair. So I remember being 10-9 up. Well, it was actually 9-all, then Noah made a tin to go to 10-9. And yeah, it's a pretty long rally. Here we go. Finished. And done. So yeah, unfortunately Noah's ended up on the floor there. He's got a no let, but he's taken the ball in, not accurate enough. And match ball, I've just had to tidy that up with a simple straight backhand drop. He's arguing I've blocked him there, but if you actually go back and watch the movement, I haven't. I've just got my feet round in a nice position, hit a drop, slightly heavy, that's why it came further back, and he got tangled up with me. But overall, very solid performance, and so happy to get off again at 3.
Let's go, come on, I'm through to my first ever PSA Challenger Tour final. Dad's on bag duty this time, the walk home to the Airbnb. This time I'm gonna ask my dad a couple of questions, I think. How do you think I played in that match?
I think it was really good intensity. You kept it calm and then just upped it at the vital moments towards the end of each game. I think when there was some pressure, you were lifting really well, and yeah, playing tight and deep, and just kept it steady.
Yeah, I felt like I was sort of dipping in and out of that top intensity. Previous matches I've sort of gone out really hard and tried to just hold it, whereas that time I was a bit more relaxed, dipping in and out of the top level. When it got to those crunch points, I felt like I had more in the tank and I could step it up and really put the pressure on him when I needed to, and force a few errors out of him.
Yeah, and I think that kept you fresh to the end, and you managed to change it up when you needed to and do some classy shots yourself.
Yeah, I was trying to lift out of pressure. It's interesting you mentioned that, because that was something I really focused on, lifting the ball, not just when I was under pressure. Actually, I was lifting to attack him as well, using height to get him stretched out, because he was going for a lot of shots, and that's sort of tempting him to go for it when he's not quite in the right position. But yeah, super pleased with that result to come through in 3. I'm playing an Egyptian guy tomorrow who beat the Brazilian 1 seed 3-2 just now, in quite an interesting contentious battle. So yeah, he's called Abdul Rahman Abdelkalek, what a name anyway, and he's around 200 in the world, so me and him are very similar rankings. Should be a good match. Gonna head home now, have a nice meal, get some sleep, and then I'm playing him around midday tomorrow. So let's go.
Yeah, come on, let's go.